Um, so I thought today I would just do roughly what we did this morning. So Steve, just so that you've got another extra practice with us here at Palm Tree. Here we go. If you want to have a couple of foam pads, a couple of bricks. So I'm going to sit on 2 bricks. Come to Swastikasana or Sukhasana. So cross legs. Rest the hands on the thighs, roll the shoulders back and let the spine ascend. Close the eyes. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away, raise the arms up. Keep the eyes closed and just feel the effect of the lifted arms on the lungs. And then my new favourite thing to do, bring the hands to Namaskar by your chest, roll the shoulder blades deep into the back and just connect to the spine. Change the interlace, push the palms away, raise the arms up. Keep the eyes closed, elbows in and up. Of course, if you need to look at what I'm doing, then have a look. And then close the eyes again. Feel that the back ribs are also lifting away from the kidney area, not just the front ribs exploding forwards and compressing the kidney area. And then bring the hands to Namaskar. Shoulder blades, connect them towards the back body. Elbows draw them back, heart lifted. Release the hands down, open the eyes, change across the legs. So unfurl the legs wide and then bring the other way round. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away, eyes closed, raise the arms up. Elbows in and up. Bring the palms together, Namaskar, shoulder blades in towards the back. Tip of the shoulder blade, gentle pressure at the base of the shoulder blade. Lower pressure. Collarbones broad and wide. Back ribs lifting away from the kidney area. Second interlace, push the palms away, raise the arms up. Elbows in and up. Lift up. Hands back to Namaskar. Collarbones broad. Breathe. Release the hands and open the eyes. Stretch the legs out. Come back to Swastikasana, Sukhasana again, or Siddhasana, okay? So Siddhasana, you're going to bend your right leg and bring the heel into the midline of the pose. Do my left, I did the wrong one. And then bring your left leg in so that both heels are in line, one and then the other. Now tuck the foot into the gap between the toes. And then you can bring the hands, palms forwards, draw the navel in and up, pelvic floor in and up. So you've got a nice lift through the lower pelvis. You can have the hands open, or you can take Jnana Mudra, which is the middle finger, the ring finger and the baby finger are long. The index finger and the thumb, the pads come to touch. Now press the fingers back and press the elbows forwards and draw the shoulders back. Lengthen the sides of the neck. Breathe. Every time you inhale, observe that there's a lift of the spine. Every time you exhale, gather the pelvic floor in and up, lifting the navel almost in a J shape back towards the spine. So it's encouraging the lumbar spine to become longer. Have the weight even on both buttock bones. When you inhale, make sure that the eyes don't hit the skull, but the eyes soften down. Keep the face soft, face passive. Fingers extended, arms active, collarbones broad, breath wide. And release, open the eyes. So we just take the left leg out, extend it out, make sure the leg still belongs to you. Right leg out. Or undo your Sukhasana and then change across to the legs. So now you're going to bring your left leg in for Siddhasana. Heel to the midline. And then the right leg comes in. Toes are posted in the gap between the calf and the thigh, and the heels pressurize in. Hands, fingers, palms open, or Jnana Mudra. Weight even on the buttock bones. Breathe. Arms long, triceps active, the back of the arms active. Inhale along the spine to the crown of the head. Exhale, gather in pelvic floor softly. Navel in a J shape, back up along the front face of the spine. Breath broad and wide. Shoulder blades supporting the upper back chest. Back of the neck soft. Eyes soft as you inhale, so let them release down. Face passive. Release the hands, open the eyes, gently lengthen the legs away. Upavista Konasana. Just get the legs level, fingertips behind, and just stretch those legs out gently. Make sure they feel comfortable, okay? Virasana next. Now if you can't do Virasana, you can lie on your back with your legs bent. Okay, so you have your feet on the floor. So let me just show you the first. Sorry, not Virasana first. We're doing Vajrasana. So you're either going to lie down like this, because we're just stretching, reaching the arms over the head. So you can either lie down here, the legs are nicely bent. You'll do this, okay? Or I want you sitting on your heels, if you can. You might need a block between your bottom and your heels. Feet coming straight back, ankles together. Mid-shins, squeeze it together. Weight on the center of the shins, knees, thighs coming directly forwards. Back and front face of the body, nice and long. This is Vajrasana. Just check that the shoulders are directly over the hips, so you're not pushing forwards. And then we do Badanguyasana in Vajrasana. So interlace the fingers, push the palms away, stretch up. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the elbows. Palms open. Lower the arms down. Change the interlace, push the palms away, and raise the arms up. Elbows in and up. Knees squeezing towards each other. And exhale, lower the arms down. Now we're going to make a cup and saucer with the feet, okay? So it's I think it's preliminary course in asana, Gita says, as preparation for Virasana. So you're going to take the feet, pull the heels apart, toes stay together, and the the feet are like the saucer and your bottom is the cup. And just sit, hands again either side, knees coming directly forwards, sitting on your feet like so. Okay? And then once you're there, the next stage for Virasana is to just separate the feet and let the bottom nestle down between the feet, and the feet, they come directly back. And just separate the big toes, give them some space. Lengthen the mounds of the big toes away, so this area moves down, mound of the big toe. Little toe lengthens, and just stretch out the toes away from the feet to get a little bit more length through the tops of the feet. To encourage that, if you haven't got too grubby feet, or make sure you wash your hands after you practice, if you've been wandering around dusty floors like I have. Fingers can come back. Elbows back, navel back. Breathe. Head of the shin bones down, back of the neck long, shoulder blades in to support the upper chest. Okay? So the knees are together, the feet are going back. We'll do Parivrtta or Pajva to the side. So exhale, turn. Just turn softly, back of the ribs lifted. You're turning to your right, come back to center and turn to the left. And then come back to center. From the hips, exhale, fold forwards. So this is Adho Mukha Virasana, and this is the full pose. So normally we have the big toes together and the knees apart. Please be gentle. If you've never done this before, I thoroughly recommend you don't imagine you're going to reach the floor, and you can always move the prop slightly lower down as you go down. Now it's important to keep the weight back in the hips, back in the buttock bones, and to fold from the hips. So you exhale, fold forwards, let the body release down over the thighs, and just release the head down, taking the arms forwards. Observe the stiffer side. If you need to put your head on a prop, or if you just need to sit like this, that's absolutely fine. If you need to put your bottom on something, put your bottom on something. Don't force yourself down. And then inhale, come up. Now do Adho Mukha Virasana with what you've just learned. So I'm going to stay facing this way. So if you now, the way we normally do it, with the big toes together and the knees apart, feel how the bottom goes down on the heels much more easily. And then from there, keep the bottom on the heels or on your prop and go forwards. Now this is where you get your measure. I don't know whether I'll stay on the screen or not. But your arms come forwards and rest the head down. Let the body release down completely. So you can feel how much flexibility or length you have through your spine, through the sides of the waist, back of the body, front of the body, hips. Now inhale, come up and just gently go over that right leg, keeping the hips as level as possible, keeping the arms in line with the body. You don't have to go too far. Exhale, release the head down, using some height for your head if you can't reach the floor. And come back to center. Inhale, come up, go over the left leg. Arms lengthening out of the torso, head releasing down. Couple of breaths. Come back to center and exhale, go down. Rest the head. Inhale, come up. Hopefully that would have felt a bit easier. Come to your Adho Mukha Svanasana. So lie on your tummy. Hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Come up onto the knees. This is Chaturanga. Just activate. So here, just stretch the feet away. Check that your knees are in the same, even on your mat. Feet are going back directly and that the weight is even in the hands. Now just slide the shoulders forwards until you feel the weight go down into the hands. Then tuck the toes under. Okay, and with an exhale, lift up the hips, straighten the legs. And then take the thighs back, take the heels back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Those of you lying on your backs, if you haven't got up yet, get up and come to dog head down. If you've fallen asleep, wake up. I've just left you there lying on your own. Press the thighs back. Press the shins back. Lift the hips higher and higher. Walk the hands back to come to your Uttanasana. Find the rotation in the hips. So you're coiling from the very top of the hips here. Coiling, coiling, coiling. Clasp the elbows, let the body dangle. Lengthen both sides of the waist. Change your clasp. Extend down again a little more. Come back to the ordinary clasp. And then moving the other hand, holding the elbow with one hand, moving the other hand, change the clasp. It does give a slightly different sensation through the armpits. Now keep the thighs back, activate the thighs strongly, open up the backs of the legs, release the hands to the floor, trying to keep the heels down now, walk the hands forwards, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Dog head down. Arms long, legs active. Inner thighs to outer thigh. Outer calves, sliding them back to bring the knees to face forwards. Make sure those knees are facing forwards, shins are facing forwards. Ankles are softly open and the heels are reaching down towards the floor. Look forwards, Chaturanga Dandasana. Okay, so you could come to the plank, slide the shoulders over the hands, stretch the legs back. Make the legs firm, come into Chaturanga. Hold. Exhale, release. Come back up into Chaturangasana, onto the knees. Press the ankles down. Press the triceps forwards, that's the backs of the arms forwards. And allow the spine to lengthen. Dog head down one more time. Tuck the toes under, lift up. Nice length of the spine. Legs active, legs firm, shins facing forwards. Armpits open, eyes quiet. Walk forwards for Uttanasana this time. Feet apart, toes in just a little. Coiling again from the hips, release the hands down. Back of the neck long. Hands to waist. Inhale, come up. Bring the legs together and extend the arms down. Tree pose. So grip the legs together. Roll the shoulders back. Pick up the right leg, bring the foot to the top of the thigh. Have the toes pointing down and open up the groins. Stretch the arms out, turn the palms up and raise the arms up. Elbows in and up. Lower the arms down. Release the legs, stand tall. As you transfer the weight, just allow the leg that was really strong, the standing leg, to match the other leg. So now it's like you're bringing the balance into the legs. So just be aware of the energy in the legs to make them feel balanced. Second side, pick up the left leg. Bring the foot to the top of the thigh, toes pointing down. Outer right hip, press it in. Take the left leg back, stretch the arms out. Turn the palms up and raise them up. Breathe. Working on our balance isn't such a bad thing. Lift up through the chest. It's a metaphor for life. Tree pose for work-life balance. Lower the arms down and release the leg down without falling sideways. Squeeze the legs together, open up the chest. Ardha Baddha Padmatasana, standing only. So either come back to your tree pose again, balance on one leg, or pick up your right leg. It does the lotus shape, the Padmasana shape, Padma. Okay, now you can hold that foot, or you can keep the foot pressing back, the knee presses back, raise the arms up and stretch up. Let the body become long. Extend right up through to the fingers. Breathe. Lower the arms down and release the leg. Standing leg is strong. Right leg is coming in. Squeeze the legs together until they feel similar in action. Or the same. Extend down through the fingers. Second side. Pick up the left leg. Being kind to that knee. Leg to Padmasana or to Virasana. Standing leg strong, not wobbly. Stretch the arms out, raise the arms up and lift up, or holding that foot if you need to keep it in place. Extend up. Relax the eyes and release the tongue. Lower the arms down, legs together. Squeeze the legs together. Lift the chest. Urdhva Hastasana. Raise the arms up. Breathe. Feel the lift from the armpits right through to the fingertips. From the sides of the waist up into the fingers. From the outer heels right up into the fingers. And lower the arms down. Trikonasana. Step or jump the legs apart. Extend out the arms. Left toes in, right leg out. Exhale, go down. Open up the chest. Stay looking directly forwards and get an evenness through the sides of the neck. Be known with the outer back foot. So make your mind become acquainted with it. Make space between the two hands. Create power between the two legs. Allow the spine to lengthen. Inhale, come up. Bring the feet to face forwards. Second side, right toes in a little, whole of the left leg out to 90 degrees. Exhale, go down. Stay looking directly forwards, both sides of the neck long. Length between the arms, power between the legs, length of the spine. Breathe. Inhale, come up. Bring the feet to face forwards. Stretch out. Legs together. Stand tall. Open the chest up. Sideways stretch, legs wide. 4.5 to 5 feet, wider pose. Left foot in, right leg out. Bend the leg, bring the hand down, arm over the head. Again, look directly forwards, but press the feet straight down. And come up. Use the top arm to bring yourself up, bring the feet to face forwards. Right toes in, left leg out. Exhale, bend the leg. Hand down, arm over the head. Back leg firm. Press down through the blades of those feet, lift up through the arches of those feet. Reach out to the fingertips. And come up. Feet to face forwards, legs together. Stand tall. Utkatasana. Swing the arms forwards, stretch up, and then come down. Bending the legs, look to the space between the hands. Lifting the chest, arms long, legs long. Although you're bending at the knees, you still want the front and the back of the leg to be known. Keep the weight in the heels so that you really know the back of the leg. Inhale, stand up, lower the arms. One more time, raise the arms up, stretch up and sink into chair pose. Breath smooth, wide, broad. Exhale, fold down, place your hands to the floor, step back, dog head down. Lift up through the hips, legs strong. Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, come forwards, lower yourself down, hold. Lower yourself to the floor and stretch your legs away. So grab the abdominal flesh just in the inside edge of your hips and pull it forward so the pubic area gets a good pressure down. And then allow the body to lengthen forwards. Don't jam the back of the body as you do that. So we just work on the chaturanga legs. So tuck your right toes under, stretch the heel away. Thigh presses up. Buttocks stay broad. And then release. Stretch your left heel away, tucking the toes under. And then release. Shalabhasana. So the legs are straight, the toes are pointed away, the legs are nice and long. The hands come back and you want to roll the shoulders away from the ears. So the hands, palms are facing up. Okay, then you've got to press up on invisible shelves. So you're here, just try that. Lift the hands away from the floor and see if you can then activate the arms as if you're pressing up on the underneath of shelves. Okay? And then release. You can feel those arms becoming active. Now stretch those legs away. Tailbone lengthen away from the lumbar spine. And then with an exhale, lift Shalabhasana. Extend back to the fingers. Breathe. And then release down. Again, one more time. Exhale, come up, Shalabhasana. Rolling those collarbones back, shooting right back the energy into those fingers. Backs of the arms strong, shoulder blades into the back, chest open. And then release. Roll over, lie on your back. Okay, take your brick and have it so that it's either on its short end or on its second end, not on its highest height. So either here or here, and just place it underneath your pelvis. So we've got a little bit of height there for your Chatushpadasana. And so then here you can just gently pressurize the feet into the floor, hold the mat and open the chest up. Make sure you're in the center of the mat so that your body is even. If you're to one side more than the other, you'll find that you'll get a shortening of the tissues on that side. So you want definitely to be in the center of your mat. It sounds fussy, but it's what's required. Press the arms down. Press down into the feet. Now, as you activate the legs, you'll start to notice the buttocks will want to work and the tailbone will want to lengthen towards the knees. So with an exhale, lift the hips off the brick, pressing the arms down, opening up the chest, and then exhale, come down. Walk the feet in a little. Open the chest up a little. So we've just increased the depth of backward bend internally, if that makes sense. With an exhale, press down into the feet, lift, and come down. If you want to walk in a little bit more, feet in. If you want to lengthen the arms, wriggle them away from your shoulders, get good connection through the arms. So you've got the wrists pressing down and they're like the lever to allow the shoulders to roll down more. Don't push from your shoulders to your wrists. Press from your wrists, lengthening up to your shoulders. Don't turn the head to look at the screen. If you need to look at the screen, you need to come out of the pose. Okay? And then lift the hips one more time. And then exhale, come down. Take the brick out. Rest the brick on your tummy and just see how you feel. Okay, now, you'll need to look at the screen because you won't be able to look at the screen once I've got you in this. If you know how to do this, you're fine. It's Viparita Karani with your pelvis supported on a brick. Okay, so you stay looking up. I lift my heels so I'm on the balls of my feet. I lift the hips up and I place the brick directly underneath my sacrum. I like it being wide, not narrow. Then I interlace the fingers and I make a good connection with the arms onto the floor, so that's my foundation. From there, I'll bend the knees over the chest, and I like to do one at a time. You can do both at a time, but currently I'm just on one at a time. Squeeze the knees, and then take the legs up. Again, I do it one at a time, keeping the knees together, keeping my balance, keeping the arms nice and strong, and stretch the legs directly up and over, up above the hips. So lengthen those legs straight up. Chest is open, toes are spread. Hold. Here you can really look at your feet. You can get some nice action going on through the toes. Spreading the toes out, lengthening to the tips of the toes, thighs pressing back, knees facing forwards. Keep the legs strong, chest open. And then release the legs down one at a time. Come to the balls of the feet. Press down into the balls of the feet. Lift the hips up. I like to bring my brick down onto one of the lower heights and just rest my pelvis there for a little while. Take some breaths. Press down into the feet, lift the hips, lower the spine to the floor. Rest the hands on the tummy. Roll to your side, sit up. Okay, now you've got a choice. Legs up the wall. Supta Baddha Konasana, so that's soles of feet together, knees wide, lying flat, or shoulder stand. So I'm going to set up for shoulder stand. So I take 4 foam pads and one of these little rag rug things. I've got my brick from the bottom. If you like to use a belt, grab a belt to go on your arms. Ooh, it's not quite straight. There we go. That's better. Okay, so you want to make sure that your platform is level. I like to have a sticky mat for my arms. Okay, and then the sticky mat can hold my elbows today rather than a belt. And I've also got a little bit of softness with the sticky mat for underneath my head. It's not so bad, my hair doesn't seem to get caught on it, but if you find your hair gets caught on a sticky mat, just a soft cloth or something instead. If your hair is tied up, make sure that the bun is not going to affect the placement of your skull. Okay, so if you've got a bun and it's just slightly on one side of the head, then you will find that your head will turn a little bit. So you want, again, to make sure that you have equilibrium for the face. There we go. And it's always nice to ruffle your hair a little bit anyway, so I'm going to give my hair a bit of a ruffle. Lengthen it away. Make sure that you're on the right place in on your brick. So I made fists and placed it above my shoulders. That means I've got enough room to roll up onto my shoulders. If your shoulders are right on the edge of the brick, if you go to roll up, you're going to fall off. Okay, if they're too far away from the edge of the brick, your neck is going to get caught on the edges of the block. So you've got to make sure that you're in the sweet spot, like when you jump up on a surfboard. We're going to take the legs straight up if possible, but if you need to go over into Halasana, you can go over into Halasana. So with an exhale, press down through the arms and then shoot the legs straight up towards the ceiling and bend the elbows to support the back. If you're not sure, look this way, and I'm about to demonstrate. So come out and look properly, so you're not just turning your head whilst your body's arching backwards over the props. Okay, so with an exhale, legs up. Hands come in, legs stretch up, hands are supporting the back, and you get a good lift on the front and the back of the body, and the weight is from the shoulders to the elbows rather than into the head. Breathe. Spread out the toes, knees facing forwards. Adjusting the pose so that it feels more balanced left to right. It feels long through the front of the body as well as the back of the body. It feels firm on the inside and soft on the outside.
This is shoulder stand, Chaturanga Shavangasana. Halasana, feet over the head or to the wall. Legs long, stretch the arms away. Change the interlace. Walk the feet away from your head just a little bit more. Bend the elbows, place the hands on the back, and take the legs back up into your shoulder stand. And see if it's improved a little. Get a good lift as if someone's about to take a photograph of you and you want to make it look as best as possible. And then exhale, bend the knees. Keeping the head resting on the floor, roll down slowly.
From here, I like to lift my bottom up, take the brick out, wriggle so that my head comes back onto the platform. Shoulder blades are still on the platform. Place the brick. So I use my left hand to lift my head up, use my right hand to place the brick underneath the back of my skull, and then I let my arms flop out to the side wide, and I like to let the feet go out wide and the knees flop in. Take some breaths. When you're ready, those of you with your legs up the wall, you can come away from the wall now. Those of you in Baddha Konasana, if you've bound yourself into your Baddha Konasana, then just lengthen the legs away after you've removed the belt. Otherwise, if you've just got the soles of the feet together and knees wide, slide those legs away for Shavasana. I'm going to roll over, put away my props. And then I've got Shavasana too. So make yourselves comfortable, maybe set an alarm if you've got to get up, and give yourself at least 10 minutes for your relaxation. And today, so that I get a good relaxation as well, I'm gonna say goodbye for now. Thank you so much. And if you fancy coming to Kerala, I'm back in January 2025, so save your pennies and come too. All right, have a super day, take care.